A day to remember, Martin Luther King Jr. And I'm here with my friend. This is Brenda Waddy, and this is a special Spotlight edition. I'm Tyler Butler, and we are out
and about
in Sarasota,
yes.
right here on Martin Luther King Boulevard, actually.
It's actually Martin Luther King Way.
Oh, okay. And
Orange Avenue, yes.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about where we're at, because this is a really special spot today. So let's talk about the house that we're at and maybe a little bit about the board here.
Yeah, this is Making a Living America Labor. This is Newtown Alive. This whole area is Newtown. And Newtown Alive is a organization that talks about black history here in Sarasota.
And I love the fact that they chose this specific spot for the house, which is what we're going to talk about, history and making history, and that's the house today. Talk a little bit about that before we go talk to the administrator.
Well, right now we're going to be going into the Leonard Reed house, and Leonard Reed was a black gentleman who came here from Cuba on a fishing boat, and he settled here. And what happened is, the story's told by his daughter, that he was here, he wanted to go see where the black neighborhood was, and he did, and there was a party going on, and he stayed too late.
Oh, wow.
He stayed too late, he goes back to the boat, they were gone.
So if you're a history buff, which I'm not really big into history, however, I do like to know about the culture and about different things that happen here in Sarasota. And this house has been moved, right,
yes,
from
it
downtown?
Used to be downtown off of Central Avenue near the Salvation Army. And what happened is the gentleman that owned the property was selling the property to put condos there. And so what happens is, when he put the condo there, he wanted to get rid of the house, but we fought against it so that we could have this house, because it's historic, because this is where Leonard Reed and his family lived. So we're going into Leonard Reed's house now. It's a historic house that was moved from downtown. Now it's here, and we're glad that we preserved it.
All right, I'm excited. We're going to be talking to Medalia, and she is the administrator and event manager. Hi, welcome to the show. Let me get on the other side of you here as our cameraman comes on in. Come on in, Brenda. Let's talk to Medalia here. So a special part of a new generation of history, I would say, the home. Let's start there. So it moved from the downtown area. It was located where?
It was located by 6th Street, which is now Avenue of the Arts, right near the Planned Parenthood building. And it used to be a vintage store, and now it has been moved up here last year. It was a great, great event. We had people come, sing, to celebrate the house, to pray over the house, and welcome the community. And just recently, it was finished with renovation, so literally last month.
Yeah, that's so cool. Yeah, I do remember this used to be Canned Ham. If you remember that episode that we did on Out and About Sarasota, they relocated, but the house actually was moved. And talk a little bit about that process, because, I mean, that was like a big deal, right?
Well, go ahead. Because I was there. I came at 3 o'clock in the morning, because the land belongs, we got the land from the state of Florida and Sarasota, and they leased this to us so that we could have property to put this house on. And so we did that. We got up we were there 3 o'clock in the morning, and they hoist this house up, and we followed it in our cars, and we brought it here and sang all the way.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we did. 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm still sleepy.
Now, how did you get involved with this project? How did this come about?
So I used to work at the library, the Betty Jean Johnson, North Sarasota Public Library, and I've always been interested in history. I'm new to the community, 6 years, so that's still new. Yes. And then I was able to meet Vicki Odom, and her and I talked together, and I was inspired by her work, and I wanted to support her with that. Yes. And she was like, come on board. There's going to be a lot of long nights, but if you're willing to do it and your heart's in it, we can get this done.
And she's doing a fabulous job.
Yes, absolutely. And speaking about fabulous, let's talk about the fabulous art that's here. And if our viewers are watching, they want to come be a part of what's happening here and checking out this awesome house, let's give some information about what they're looking at now. Let's start with maybe some of the art that's on the wall, and how did this come about with the house?
Definitely. This piece right here is by Carlos Goibel. He is one of the Sarasota residents. He is a Afro-Latina, and he continues to give all this beautiful art every single day, even at the library. He has his own show, his own things that he's doing, but he allowed us to borrow a piece of these beautiful, beautiful portraits that he's created. We also have some work here on, well, I guess on this side we can start. This is a piece by Mr. Alubami. He is from Oakland, California, but he has since passed away.
So what you're talking about is this
ostrich crane type of piece right here. He has passed away, but a Florida resident loaned these pieces to us so that we could have art by African Americans, as well as we have some pieces here by children. So we have Nevaeh Bryant. She did this beautiful piece on love, which I think is so appropriate for today. And then we have other artists throughout the community. The majority of the work in here are local artists. One of our biggest pieces would be by Cliff McDonald, and that's on the other side of the house.
Incredible. So let's talk a little bit about visitation, and if we have friends that are watching right now that want to come and check out what's happening here, how would they make that happen?
Well, definitely you can reach out to us on the Sarasota African American Cultural Coalition website. That is just exactly what it is. And then you also can come here on January 20th when we're going to have another celebration remembering Dr. King and all of his speeches, his efforts, and we're going to have a voter registration drive as well. So come get involved. That's going to be 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday, January 20th. But you also can reach out to us for private tours. So our big opening will be on February 12th, and that's going to be beaches, benches, and boycotts.
And by the way, going back to what you said earlier, you're new to the area at 6 years. Where did you move from?
Originally New York City. So yeah, I'm a New Yorker, but I'm here now.
So what do you think about the culture here as far as the art world? I mean, because that's really what Sarasota is known so much for, the arts and so much for the culture here. What do you think about from the transition?
I think it's amazing. It is the best small little big city that I've ever been in. And plus you can get right connected with the artists directly. It's amazing to be able to come to WBTT or to the Van Weasel and then of course come to see the artists themselves. That's amazing.
You know, we also want to talk a little bit about the African American Art and Cultural Center that we're building out here on this property where we're at first. We're raising money. There's a fundraiser that's going to go on, and we would love for you to participate in that fundraiser to raise money to build the African American Art and Cultural Center on this property. There's a big land out there. We haven't seen that yet because we walked in from outside, but there's land there that the state of Florida leased to us, and we're going to build that African American. So we need at least $15 million, and I'm sure you guys have that to give, you know. But anyway, $1, a quarter, a penny, everything counts, and you can send your donations to
the Sarasota African American Cultural Coalition. That is our website, www.thesac.com. You'll find that information on our Facebook page, Instagram page, and LinkedIn.
You know, and if you will look around our Sarasota area, it's interesting how the culture is really changing, and the area of MLK, I mean, it's really revolved.
Well, yes, because right now what we're doing, once they put the African American Art and Culture Center here, we're looking to redo this whole corridor, stores and shops and barbershops and restaurants and events where you can go and have a cocktail or, you know, or restaurants, because it used to be like that before it became gentrified. And now, so this whole area, we want to build that back up, and putting the African American Art and Culture Center and the Leonard Reed House will draw people to this area that will make it profitable to build this area back up.
Absolutely. A day to remember Martin Luther King Jr., such a memorable day and such a big culture that's going to be happening here down on MLK.
Yes.
So I'm so excited to be a big part of this. I'm going to stay involved and keep people involved as well, and keep them aware of all the changes that are happening right down here. Well, thank you so much for joining me here today. I appreciate you, and welcome to our city of Sarasota. And we welcome you to be a big part of the changes that are happening. That's the end of a segment. We'll see you once again when we're out
And about
in